Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our virtual cultural exchange between Morocco and Gibraltar. This event is organized jointly by the Gibraltar-Morocco Business Association, of which Mr. Clive Reid is the president, and the Strait of Gibraltar Association, of which Mr. Brahim Krikas is president. I am Henry Sacramento, your host this evening. Today, we feature a very charitable Gibraltarian, but before I introduce her, let us see some footage of her work so far. And I'd like to remind our viewers this evening that they will be able to ask questions of our guests this evening. Also remind us that we do have a YouTube channel. I encourage you to visit our YouTube previous presentations, like, subscribe, and follow us on our Facebook page, Strait of Gibraltar as well. Also, to all our Moroccan viewers this evening, wish you a happy Feast of Independence today, 11th of January. And let me introduce our guest this evening. She was born in Gibraltar 52 years ago. She is the mother to 3 daughters and grandmother to 1 grandchild. She works as a civil servant in the Department of Labor and Social Security. She was promoted to CO, clerical officer, and transferred to the Gibraltar Post Office for 10 years. She then was promoted to the GHA, the Gibraltar Health Authority, and was there for another 12 years. She is a qualified massage therapist. She has a diploma as a child mediator and in safeguarding children. She is a rainbow yoga teacher for children. She has always been interested in helping others, and the list of things she has done and continues to do is endless. She is one of the trustees of the Straits of Gibraltar Association. Her number one principle in life is to be of service. She simply wants to make the world a better place. Good evening and welcome, Jayne Wink.
Good evening, Henry, and good evening, everyone.
Jayne, what a pleasure to have you with us. And thank you very much for joining us, because we know that you tested positive for COVID and you are at the moment not feeling your best and secluded to the comfort of your home. So thank you very much for making that extra effort of joining us this evening. My first question has to be, Jayne, is what motivates you to help others?
Bueno, in one word, Henry, it's self-happiness. Knowing what my purpose in life is, and that is to serve others. El ayudar a los demás, ¿no? Y eso me hace sentir viva, me hace sentir agradecida de todo lo que tengo. Quizás también me motiva la empatía, la responsabilidad que tenemos hacia nuestra humanidad, nuestra conexión con los demás. Es muy importante, because at the end of the day, we are all part of this earth and we are all connected. Yo creo que todos somos capaces de aportar nuestro granito de arena en la vida, ¿no? Y como yo le digo a mis hijas y a los niños, a little goes a long way, and often can cause a little ripple effect, ¿no? Que es muy importante. Y volviendo a la empatía, que es una de las cosas que me motiva mucho, Henry, la empatía no se trata de ayudar a entender a alguien para nuestro propio beneficio, sino para el beneficio suyo.
Absolutely.
La mejor forma, creo yo, de entender a la gente es escucharla. Y eso a mí creo, Henry, que me se da muy bien, ¿no? Escuchar a las personas, ¿no? Creo que porque me he visto reflejada en muchas ocasiones y en situaciones y problemas que algunas personas están atravesando y atraviesan diariamente. Yo siempre digo, mira, Henry, si vas a ayudar a alguien, hazlo, pero hazlo desinteresadamente, sin esperar nada a cambio. Y entonces nunca te va a decepcionar, nunca.
That's one of my philosophies in life.
Sí, sí. Y tú me lo has enseñado también.
Philosophies in life, yeah.
Tú me lo has enseñado también,
absolutely.
que es muy importante.
Jayne, early beginnings. What was it like growing up in Glasses Estate in those days?
Oh, Glasses Estate.
Because we go back to the 80s, early 80s.
That's right. Bueno, I was the middle child. Entonces, I have a brother called Brian and a sister called Jackie. And my childhood was completely separate from the constant intrusion of mobile phones, Henry. We arranged when and where we'd meet, and in advance, obviously. And if someone didn't turn up, well, we would go without them. We mostly spent our times en el patio de Glasses Estate. Vamos. We rode our bicycles, we listened to music, que recuerdo que yo pinchaba mucho el disco de los 3 Degrees, me gustaba mucho. Y vamos, que we used to...
¿Y el Adventure Playground?
Sí, el Adventure Playground, we used to explore the Adventure Playground, que estaba el Hatch allí. Y también we explored Barrelbeck, the nearby neighborhoods, ¿no? Y at the time, me acuerdo yo que yo tenía 2 amigos, que uno de ellos se llama Víctor Cardona, de Elite Travel, que se pasaba el día entero en mi casa. Yo siempre digo que mi madre debe haber sido su madre y Maruja debe haber sido mi madre. Víctor Cardona y Albert Parodi, que Albert Parodi ahora es el manager del Lynx Football Club.
Yeah.
y Víctor Cardona del Elite Travel.
Elite Travel,
Bueno,
yes,
well,
in Gibraltar.
del Elite Travel, exactly. We spend most of our afternoons in el patio. We used to put on plays for the grown-ups to watch. We used to do some jumble sales. Siempre organizando, siempre creando, ideando cosas. Víctor siempre estaba ideando. Jayne, ¿tú vas a esto? Yo sí. Tú sabes, con que nos cogía la hambre con las ganas de comer, ¿no? Aunque imagínate Víctor Cardona, yo y Albert Parodi. Bueno, pues recuerdo que siempre estábamos tratando de hacer los suficientes jumble sales para recaudar fondos para personas necesitadas en el mismo vecindario.
So that in you started at a very early age, this need to help others.
Definitely, Henry, definitely. Tenía yo que sería precisamente o aproximadamente unos 9 años cuando Father Devlin at the time, porque yo solía ir a la misa, ¿no? Y leer la misa.
St. Teresa's Church.
That's right, St. Teresa's Church, en Devil's Tower Road. Father Devlin nos propuso y tuvo la idea de decir, no, mira, Víctor, Jayne, Albert, hay una señora que le hace falta un wheelchair, una silla de ruedas. Bueno, pues no tuvo que decir nada más, Henry. Nos pusimos a hacer un jumble sale que vendimos todos los juguetes que eran nuevos que recibimos por Navidad.
Wow.
Que bueno, me llevé una regañeta que no vea, pero la intención fue buena, el propósito también. Y believe it or not, recaudamos bastante fondos to buy that wheelchair. Y eso para mí fue un momento, mira, me entra hasta frío de pensarlo, porque éramos
quite an
niños.
achievement, no? Quite an achievement that all three of you got together at that early age and managed to do such an amazing achievement. O sea que, well done.
Sí. Estamos orgullosos de ese momento. Ese momento fue muy, muy bonito. Para nosotros fue un momento maravilloso, ¿no? Un momento que nunca se me va a olvidar. Nunca la carita de esa señora, porque claro, en esos tiempos no había lo suficiente dinero para comprar una silla de ruedas. Y había un waiting list también en el hospital. Tú sabes, con que para nosotros, y para Devlin, el pobre, nos dio la bendición también. Y estaba súper feliz. Aunque, tú sabes...
What was your schooling like in those days? Were you a happy child in school?
I was a very happy child in school. Tenía unas maestras fabulosas, y me recuerdo una especialmente, Miss Kania, que era una maestra, era mi sports teacher, y era una persona fabulosa porque me daba la fuerza la fuerza que no tenía, ¿no? Me empujaba that extra mile. Venga, Jayne, you can do it. Venga, era mi sports teacher. I was a good athlete. Pero ella sabía sacar el mejor partido, lo mejor de mí, ¿no? Y me daba mucha fuerza, mucha fuerza, me daba mucho encouragement, que eso es muy importante. También recuerdo a Mr. Sacramento también, un poquito estricto, un poquito estricto. Si me está escuchando me va a matar, pero era un poquito estricto. Y yo para más, no me se daba muy bien. Pero bueno, yo era una niña buena, me portaba bien, fui Vice Captain y Captain of the Year también.
Let's clarify for the viewers that don't know the difference. It wasn't me.
No era Henry, no era nuestro Henry, era otro Mr. Sacramento. El profesor era bueno, obviously, un buen maestro, pero sí un poquito estricto. Y bueno, lo sobrellevaba bien, ¿no? Era una buena estudiante. Y fueron unos años muy felices de mi vida. El colegio, la escuela, para mí fue muy importante. Me encontraba feliz, era feliz. I used to work very hard.
Jayne, who has been your biggest inspiration so far and why?
Bueno, te voy a decir, my biggest inspiration is God, my faith, Henry. Since a very early age, I have managed to overcome many trials. It is a very early age that no child should go through. I firmly believe that God has been instrumental in my life, and this is what works for me, not necessarily for other people. Mind you, for anyone else, I would never push my religion or my beliefs on anybody else. No, I don't think it's fair, and it would be disrespectful on my
No,
behalf.
but you're just sharing your experience with us.
I'm sharing my experience, and that is what helped me loads. And along my journey, this has been a long journey, I have come across many, many interesting people. One of these happens to be a local activist por el nombre de Conchita Triay. She works tirelessly and she strives to improve mental health services in Gibraltar. And this is a subject that is very close to my heart. She's very inspiring, and she's an advocate for the voiceless. Y eso para mí es muy importante. Para los que no pueden ellos hablar, ¿no? Y expresarse y decir cómo se sienten. Esto es muy importante.
She's also a former teacher.
She's a former teacher,
Yeah,
and
she's
a very good
retired
one.
now from teaching.
A very good one. See, she belongs to the Mental Welfare Society, and she's doing a fabulous job, and I work very closely with her. Another very inspiring person in my life has been a lady by the name of Brenda Kubi. She's the operational manager at Gypsums, and the ability that one of the things that inspires me about her is the ability to see the positive side in any given situation. And also, Henry, her listening skills. Y esto hoy en día es muy importante. To actively listen. Nos solemos pasar el día corriendo de un sitio a otro, no tenemos tiempo. Tú sabes, and time is very important. And she gives you that time. And she listens actively, and that is extremely important. I also volunteer at the Citizens Advice Bureau once a week, and there's another lady that I have learned a lot from, and that is Pili Rodríguez. Y Pili Rodríguez, simplemente dos palabras, por su tenacidad y su bondad y su gran corazón. And that for me means a lot. Son personas humildes, down to earth. Tú sabes, sin ninguna tontería, son down to earth.
But great achievers at the same time.
Great achievers.
Great achievers at the same time, because some people confuse humbleness with inactivity.
Exactly. Y qué verdad que eso, Henry. Qué verdad que es. Y también other little people that have inspired me are the children. Children inspire me every day. We learn
Out
a lot
of the
from
mouth
children.
of babes, no? As the scriptures say. Out of the mouths of babes.
Y qué bien dicho, sí.
Yeah.
Sí, cierto. Because they are carefree and they are not frightened of any repercussion. Dicen lo que sienten en ese momento, y la mayoría de las veces dicen la verdad. And that is beautiful, Henry.
Yeah.
Decir lo que uno siente, ¿no?
Oh, the innocence of children is priceless.
Sí.
Jayne, your biggest achievement so far. Y digo so far because tú que no paras de hacer cosas.
Estoy todo el día en la calle, me mezclo con todo el mundo, pero me gusta, ¿no? Me gusta lo que hago.
Because recently you've taken part in the what has now become for you an annual event, the Polar Bear Swim. And for the purpose of people that don't know what the Polar Bear Swim, in Gibraltar on the 26th of December, on Boxing Day, people go and dip in the sea, no matter what the weather is like, and they do it for charity, they do it to fundraise, and you specifically this year, you fundraised for?
Riley Moreno, a young 5-year-old who is undergoing treatment for liver transplant. Every year, if I do the Polar Bear Swim, it has to be for a child. No me voy a lanzar al agua, que está muy fría, Henry. Y este año, mi amiga Fenella Ferrari, la pobre, también me tuvo que echar 5 o 6 cubos de agua por encima por cada año que tiene el niño. Y uno por la salud del niño, que con que 6 cubos de agua. 6. Pero mira, yo no sentí el frío. Yo no lo sentí.
And it's great fun. I remember doing it one year, and the whole atmosphere of the spirit in which everybody does it is incredible. It really is fantastic.
It is indeed, Henry.
Okay, we have our first message from this evening, and it's from our president, Brahim Krikas, and he says, on behalf of the Straits of Gibraltar Association and trustee, it's our big pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to such amazing charitable personality as Miss Jayne. Your presence makes us very happy, make a loads make loads in Gibraltar and Morocco happy.
Oh, that's
Thank you
lovely.
very
Thank
much,
you,
Brahim.
Brahim.
There you go, Jayne. A
Thank you, Brahim.
personal
That's
welcome
lovely.
from the president of our association, Straits of Gibraltar Association. Oh, and we have Sonia Gold from Gibraltar saying, Jayne is an incredible human being, always ready to help others, a great role model. Kiss, kiss. Lovely to see you here, Jayne. Kiss, kiss. Thank you very much, Sonia. Thank you very much. Oh, and we have Stephen Marine now that says, welcome, Jayne. You are an inspiration to many. Believe it. Love the great job you are doing and an honor to have you as a trustee in Straits of Gibraltar. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you, Sonia. You're too kind. Thank
And we
you.
have a spokesman from the Straits of Gibraltar Association saying, you have been a beacon of hope during the confinement last year, especially when you assisted many Moroccan nationals stranded in Gibraltar. So
Oh,
thank you very much,
thank you.
Jayne, on behalf of Straits of Gibraltar Association for the wonderful work that you did. And I know that you continue to do because you also this year during Christmas prepared and distributed a lot of food hampers to not just Gibraltarian needy, but also members of the Moroccan community who are going through hardship. Tell us, how did that come about?
When we do the shoebox appeal, we do every year.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our third year, consecutive year. And we cannot leave anybody out. Everybody for me is the same. Regardless where you come from, your social background, your religious beliefs, no importa. Everybody, we are all the same at the end of the day. We all believe, we're all part of this earth, of this beautiful earth, and I believe that everybody should be included. Nobody is left out. So we distributed groceries, toiletries, clothing, toys. I mean, not myself, but the whole of the community of Gibraltar. I have to thank them in, not because they are very generous. We live in a very
Because
close-knit.
you rely on donations from the public.
We do, entirely. Y ahí es donde vengo a referirme en el sentido de que we are a very close-knit community, a very generous one. We are blessed in Gibraltar, we are blessed, como tú dices muchas veces, ¿no? And somos solidarios. Y ahí se ve también en los flag days que tenemos muchos flag days. Henry, todos los días creo que hay un flag day.
Well,
Okay,
at
se
least
ve
every
el corazón.
Friday.
Sí.
At least every Friday, yes.
Sí. I have the support of the community, and that means a lot to our charity. And also the support of a great team that I have, también working tirelessly to help others in need in the community. So we not only reach out to the community, but we also reach out to our neighbors in Spain.
Yes.
También, and if needed elsewhere. There's no frontiers. There's no frontiers to charity.
If correct me if I'm wrong, I think you also distributed Reyes, which is on the 6th of January, to some Spanish needy families.
Exactly. We got in touch with an incredible human being también from La Línea, Oscar Marín Torres, who's doing a fabulous job feeding the needy every Sunday at the old hospital in La Línea. And we managed to take 200 boxes of chocolates and distribute them to the needy children there. And it was a great experience, very, very rewarding for us and for the people itself.
Qué bonito.
Muy
Jayne,
bonito,
I know that one of your projects this year, 2022, is to finish a book you're writing for children. Tell us about this.
And the book. Well, the purpose of the book is it's a little book. It's a little book, and the purpose of the book is practice healthy attitudes and behavior. It's 12 values, 12 months. Little children, big values. And this has been on my mind for a long time. I think I did tell you once a few years ago, but I thought that now is the right time to write the book. And I've had the very good fortune and privilege to work with children for many, many years as a children's entertainer too. I love working with children, Henry. It's my passion. Desde hace 20 años. I just love it. Me aporta mucha felicidad, brings me immense happiness and joy. But children have taught me 3 very important core values. El libro se basa en los values: creativity, connection, and compassion. And this can be learned from a very, very early age. Los niños nos enseñan mucho, Henry, nos enseñan mucho. Sí. And I want to incorporate a value for every month of the year. And obviously the illustrations will be done by children themselves. Le vamos a dar esa oportunidad. Y tenemos a Christian Hook, que va a ser partícipe también en elegir los dibujos y los drawings, con que we have a lot of things on the pipeline. I think that you have to have a childish imagination. Yo lo tengo. Yo me considero childish, a veces. No nada malo, ¿eh? We all have to.
Oh, it has nothing to do with age.
No, at all. Y eso lo has dicho tú muchas veces.
Yeah.
Tú lo has dicho muchísimas veces.
Sí.
I think that a child's imagination still rests inside of us, no matter how old you are or how old you happen to be. And simply thinking back, yo siempre digo, simply thinking back to when you were a child will bring you into that mindset again, that feeling of curiosity que tienen los niños, of just having fun, el de ensuciarse. Tú sabes, no sé, it's very gratifying. A mí me encanta pasar tiempo con los niños.
We seem to have lost Jayne there for the moment. Oh, you're back? We lost you there for a moment, Jayne.
Shall I repeat that or?
Yes, can you repeat that?
Sí, vamos a ver. I think that a childish imagination still rests inside all of us, Henry, no matter how old we are. And simply thinking back to when you were a child, it will bring you into that mindset again, and that feeling of curiosity and of having fun, of el de ensuciarse, ¿no? El de no mirar hacia el futuro ni el pasado, sino el vivir el presente, el disfrutar de la vida. Sí, live the moment. Why not? And I do live the moment. No me preocupo tanto ya del presente ni el pasado. Yo creo que eso viene con age también, ¿eh? You live the moment.
I think it comes with attitude. Age has got nothing to do with it. It's
with positive attitude.
It's a change of attitude, see.
Creo que sí.
Jayne, we have a very good friend of yours, Darren Olivero, joining us saying, Jayne, you are an inspiration to many, and it is an honor to work alongside you in caring for Gibraltar Charity. Thank you, Darren, for joining us. I know that Darren and his partner and you do great work together. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Darren.
Jayne, I have to ask you, your most embarrassing moment.
Ay, Henry, tengo unos cuantos, pero te voy a decir el que me causó, creo que fue pánico. Bueno, pues te lo voy a decir.
Trágame, ¿no?
Tierra, trágame, vamos, me quedo corta, te queda corta con eso. Bueno, estaba yo en la noria de la Feria de la Línea, precisamente, montada arriba en la noria, cuando miro hacia abajo y me di cuenta que se posó una cucaracha en mi camiseta. Yo tengo pánico de las cucarachas, no de las ratas ni de nada. Mira, Henry, eso no era persona, parecía un demonio. Me quité la camisa y la arrojé hacia el vacío. Sin pudor. Wow. La arrojé hacia el vacío. Luego me di cuenta de que estaba en sujetador, ¿no? Y la vergüenza que pasé.
Bueno, at least you were wearing a bra, ¿no?
Bueno, gracias a Dios, sí, por supuesto.
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Pero bueno, mira, pero claro, el pánico que te entra, ¿no? De verte en una situación así. Y a mí, con todo respeto a todos los animalitos y todos los animales, insectos del mundo, a mí la cucaracha me da mucho respeto, ¿eh? Y de vérmela encima, Henry, vamos, parecía la hija del exorcista. El hombre estaba asustado, el hombre de abajo. Pero bueno, mira, fue algo después que lo pienso y fue gracioso.
No,
y ahora me puedo reír,
you
¿no?
laugh at it now. Were you able to retrieve your top?
Yes, definitely.
Ah,
siempre hay un alma buena, Henry. Hay un alma buena
siempre,
que estaba abajo esperando y sabía que había pasado algo grave, ¿verdad? Sí, pero bueno, sí. Mira, es algo que uno de mis momentos más embarrassing. He tenido bastante, pero bueno, voy a contar ese
nada más porque cuéntanos otro.
Uno sabe que nada más no, es que tú sabes lo que yo hago cuando salgo de Morrison's. Como la vista la tengo muy mala, tengo My eyesight is very poor y lo saben todos los miembros de mi charity. Muchas veces he salido de Morrison's y me he sentado en el coche de alguien que no era mío. Y encima he estado discutiendo con el hombre. Cuando vino de la ventana y dice, señora, ¿está usted sentada en mi coche? Digo, no, este es mi coche. No, si es mío. Digo, no, si este es mi coche, me estoy esperando yo a mi marido que ven. Señora, ya ha venido la señora y dice, ¿qué hace usted sentada en el coche de mi marido? Digo, no, porque sea mi coche. Ay, Henry, las de veces que he hecho eso. Porque tengo
Wow.
mucho despiste, soy muy despistada, eso sí. Soy muy despistada.
So
Y
if
eso
you're
y muchas
walking
cositas.
down Main Street and you don't say
Sí.
goodbye to somebody, es porque no los ha visto o está
Please, forgive me porque
con que hay que
voy a lo
decirte
mío.
adiós a ti para que tú sepas
Sí,
yeah.
sí, te tiene que acercar bastante, Henry, te
Mira,
tiene que acercar.
es muy importante decirlo porque I know of a certain people que le pasa eso y me han comentado frecuentemente, amistades mías, hay que ver lo tonta que son, o hay que ver lo presumido que. Y es que como not everybody who should wears glasses, or they may have another issue de que las gafas no las arregla el problema y
Sí,
pasan por bruta o por
sí.
tonta porque nos van saludando a la gente.
Y tiene mucha razón, porque muchas veces me han dicho, hay rico y pobre. Y para mí eso no me gusta, no me gusta, porque lo que pasa es que no los veo, no los he visto.
Sí, sí, sí,
Pero
sí.
sí, me tengo que poner las
Sí.
gafas.
Pues nada, if you
No puedo
see
ser
Jane
coqueta.
down Main Street, say hello to her so she
Please.
acknowledges you.
Sí, and forgive me, please forgive me, porque que no. Ay, tengo
Oh,
ahí.
we have a former guest of ours joining us now, Laishi El Habush. Thank you very much for joining us. And he says, welcome, Jane. What a great, active social community listener who gives much to back up those underrepresented and disadvantaged. We look forward to working with you in order to empower more fruitful and productive projects between Gibraltar and Tangier. On behalf of our newly created International Association for Moroccan, British, and American Cultural Dialogue, we will be happy to meet and talk about creating partnerships and opportunities. Many thanks for our Gibraltarian friends, such as Henry Sacramento. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you, and we look forward to working together. I actually form part of this newly formed group, and we have another message from Straits of Gibraltar Association. Nadia from Casablanca says, chapeau to such wonderful Lady Jane. You look beautiful inside and outside. My question is, how has COVID-19 affected charitable giving and donation?
Bueno,
An interesting question.
Yes, it is very interesting. I was a COVID volunteer, so it did not affect us at all. We still managed to dispense medicines to the needy. We still
Jane,
managed to
explain for the purpose of those that don't understand what a COVID volunteer actually meant in Gibraltar.
Vale, a COVID volunteer is you enlist yourself with the government, and you are picked to serve the community in one way or another. Could be a means of like supplying medicines or picking up medicines for those that are unable to go out themselves, for the elderly, for those that are vulnerable. It could be in means like supplying groceries to the people in need, assisting those who are lonely, just being there outside a window and talking to the people. So there's many ways, and la vida no se frena porque haya COVID. We still continue to do the work that has to be done.
I think we've just learned
people
to continue to do things in a different way.
For example, completely.
Such as what we're doing now, this virtual cultural exchange, which otherwise maybe have happened live, even though we may have recorded it. We now have learned to do things virtually.
Exactly.
Jane, tell us your most memorable moment to date.
Oh, my most memorable moment, ¿qué te voy a decir como madre, Henry? When I gave birth to my daughters.
Wow.
And especially the birth of my grandson, Charles. I had the privilege of being present at the birth. and I'm very
Wow.
grateful. It was a beautiful experience, porque ahí se ve el milagro de la vida, the gift of life.
Yes.
Miracles happen every day, and I was the first one to hold him in my arms. The
Qué
first one,
bonito.
Henry. Ese
Qué
momento
bonito.
nunca se me olvidará, nunca.
Qué
Un momento
bonito.
muy bonito. Y también when I passed my O-levels, no, coming from a Spanish, but my mom was Spanish también, and I had to study at home. I didn't get any help porque vengo de padres separados también. Entonces, for me, was a great achievement también and very memorable to get past my O-levels también, ¿no? That was very memorable para mí.
How much do you think, Jayne, having grown up, as you say, with parents who had separated, influenced you in the way you go out of your way? Because it has to be said that you really go out of your way to help others. Because,
Immensely,
yeah,
immensely,
because
Henry.
there is help at different levels. But it has to be said, and I know you personally, and I know you from the time that you were a little girl growing up in ese glasses, that you go beyond the call of duty, as the saying goes. How has
Sí.
that? It has you been have you been influenced in any way because of what you may have lacked at home because your parents had separated?
Yes, yes, to be truthful and honest with you, definitely, definitely. That's why I think I have empathy también con la persona, because we had little. We had what we wanted, but we had what we needed, but not what we wanted. We had very little, and I remember my mom had a little shop, Henry. My
I
mom had a
know.
little shop, a sweet shop. Ahí viene my sweet tooth. Me encanta los dulces. And I remember that on Saturday mornings, my mom went to work for a Jewish gentleman, and I had to man the shop. And I was only 7 or 8 years old. I didn't like it. I didn't like to manage the shop. Porque, te digo, simplemente because I knew at the time que si alguien venía a la tienda and they used to ask me for any groceries, huevo, leche, I would give them for free. Mi madre decía, cuando esta niña está en la tienda, no se hace profit. No hay ganancia, no hay ganancia en absoluto. Y era verdad, me daba mucha lástima y fiaba y sí, me he visto en muchas situaciones y quizá por eso me gusta ayudar a la gente, que me he visto en muchos zapatos de muchas personas. Aunque I understand. Obviously, I cannot feel what other people are feeling, but I understand many situations. And from a
Yeah.
childlike point of view también, ¿eh? Sí, tuvimos un childhood difícil. Happy, but difficult.
But I think one of your saving graces, I think, was that you valued and you appreciated the little you had.
Yes, yes, definitely, Henry.
And that is very, very important, that there are some people that have a lot, but they don't appreciate or value what they have.
No. Or they don't value that the most important thing in life is the things that you need. And the simple things in life, ¿no? Como tú me dijiste una vez hace mucho tiempo también, las cosas sencillas son las más bonitas. They are free. Son cosas que son free. El materialismo, sí, nos viene muy bien porque we all like to be comfortable, pero al fin y al cabo, las cosas que de la vida, las cosas que son gratis, ¿no? El aire, el mar, la tierra, los amigos, la familia, son cosas que eso no se puede comparar con
The
nada, ¿no?
sunset, the
Sunset,
sunrise.
uy, sí, que ayer es maravilloso, que yo te he visto el sunset,
Wow.
que es bonito. Yo lo he
Beautiful.
visto porque tú me has enseñado algunas fotos y es precioso,
Priceless,
es
priceless, yeah.
precioso, sí.
Now, we have some very beautiful sunsets in Gibraltar as well, because people post wonderful photographs in Gibraltar as
Sí,
well.
we do.
It's taking the time and appreciating, as you say, the things that don't cost any money and valuing what you have in this specific moment in time. Jayne, te tengo que preguntar. Pepe Winwood,
Uy,
fully
Pepe,
approve all her good deeds she says she's done. Speak from my past professional experience. Thank you, Pepe. Pepe, for those of you that don't know Pepe, he was a former mental welfare officer in the KG5. Gosh, I remember going back years, also with the late Michael Ruiz. And we have Ben Tayekt Ahmed says, Jayne is strong lady and very helpfully. God bless her. So thank you very much. And
Thank you.
Mohammed Imrani says, a role model, a real human being who loves to give everything to her community. Thank you, Jayne, for this amazing speech in Janito.
Well, thank you. Okay, bien, que the comentario. Thank
There
you
you
very
go. I
much.
told you that we have people joining us sometimes from all over the world. And I'm sure that we have a lot of people following us that don't. Oh, Stephen is back, he said. We cannot wait to introduce you to the charities we support here in Morocco. Son por Son Mama, Deaf and Down Syndrome School. You will be an asset to and learn from you. Have you got the time?
Yes. For children, I always have time. For adults, no. For children, always. For adults también, ¿eh? For
Sí,
children,
no, I know
always.
you're just joking, yeah.
Claro, claro que sí, Steven,
Jayne,
claro.
I have to ask you, how do you balance your time
Ay,
between work, because you work, the charity that you do, and your family?
Henry, I was hoping that you would not ask that question, eh? I cannot. Lo llevo mal. At the moment, to be honest, it's hard, Henry. I'm trying my very best to figure it out, pero it's very difficult to juggle everything and to keep everyone happy. La verdad es I go to bed really, really late at night, trying to fit in as much as you possibly can. And I have to say that this is not healthy and not possible at times. Me quedo hasta las tantas veces. I'm learning at the moment to delegate, porque nadie es imprescindible, ¿eh? Nadie. So I'm trying now to learn how to delegate, and I have a very good team. They're standing behind me and in front of me,
Would you
helping me
like
all the
to
way.
mention some members of your team so
Yes,
that you
I was
give
going
them
to.
some credit?
See, I was going to. Members of my team, Darren Olivero, my administrative and treasurer, my very good friend Fenella Ferrari, Conchi Hidalgo, Eddie Baglietto, Brenda Kubi, Conchita Triay, Maria Teresa Pito, a patron, Christian Hook, Mandy Bassett, and if I've left anybody out, I hope not. I hope I haven't left anybody out. But see, I've got a lot of people. I mean, we work together with other community aid groups, también, Henry. So we work collectively with them and with other agencies and government departments. So I have to mention también that we work with the EV Foundation, Nicole Jones, Maria Teresa Pito from the St. Vincent de Paul charity, Father Charlie, Fidel Patron from the Methodist Church, Generous Hearts, Christine Picardo.
So you have a big network of other associations and societies that
Yes.
you, because I suppose that at some stages you overlap each other and there are
Yes.
recurring clients that
Exactly.
keep coming up and you refer to each other and maybe you refer somebody to somebody else who is
Sí.
better equipped to deal with the situation than you, no?
Exactly. We need to, the most important thing is we need to communicate, and we do that very well between the community aid group. We've got a WhatsApp group, and then we know exactly who needs what, and maybe we also know who could be taken advantage, who could not. So it's good to communicate. You know, it's very important to communicate.
Oh, it's a
Muy
vital,
importante.
it's vital role in every aspect of everything.
Sí, exactly. Es muy importante, muy importante.
We
And
have Ahmed Ben Tayet, which says, as Manar's dad, I would like to thank Jayne for all the things she done and still doing for my daughter. Oh, I didn't for a moment. I thought the name is familiar, but see, I now realize that Ahmed is Manar's father. Manar is
father.
also a trustee of the Straits of Gibraltar Association. So there's Manar's dad officially thanking you for everything that you do for his daughter, Jayne.
When I have to thank him too, because in numerous occasions he's a very good cook and chef. He's baked us a few cakes, también, delicious. Moroccan cakes, delicious.
See, well, we have to say that he is the chef to His Excellency the Governor in Gibraltar. He is
Yes.
not just a chef, he is the
No,
chef
no.
for the representative of the Queen in Gibraltar.
Definitely. And a much
Been in
loved one
Gibraltar for
too.
many, many, many years, yes.
Sí, es muy querido aquí en la comunidad. Sí.
We have Lobna from Nador saying, Jayne, you said a wonderful word. What I need and what I want, what's the difference?
Right. Very simple. What I believe is very simple is I want Henry un millón de libras, por ejemplo. I want a Mercedes. But do I really need that? No. I need family. I need my basic needs being met, shelter, a good meal, friends, to be healthy. Is what I need. But I want a lot of things, but I'm happy with what I need. I get what I need. And God gives you what you need. Sometimes we ask for things that we want. Ay, Dios, ayúdame a coger que me gane la lotería. Sí, but do you really need that? No. I like to live simply.
When this topic comes up, I always remember the saying, no es más rico el que más tiene, sino el que menos necesita.
Muy bien dicho, vamos.
Mejor no lo llegamos a una edad que necesitamos muy poco.
Sí.
Como tú has dicho, teniendo un techo que nos acogide, teniendo una cama, teniendo comida que no nos falte, lo demás, como decimos aquí, alhamdulillah, gracias a Dios, podemos seguir tirando. We have Katie McDonald joining us. Thank you, Katie. I'm very proud of everything you have achieved and continue to do. I hope to follow in your footsteps, Mum. You have all your daughter's support. Ay, qué bonito.
Qué bonito, no me esperaba eso, Henry. Bueno, mira, hopefully this year I promise that I would like to spend more time with my family, as they are always my priority, and I love them very much, a todo, and give them the attention and the time they deserve. Katie is a wonderful nurse. She's very kind too. A lot of empathy.
Katie's your eldest daughter?
My middle daughter.
Your middle
my
daughter.
Middle daughter. Crystal is my eldest daughter. She's making me very proud too. She's wonderful and a wonderful mother. And Emma is my youngest daughter, who's in university and is making me super proud. I mean, I'm very proud. I'm very lucky, Henry, in that respect.
Qué bien.
Very grateful and very blessed.
Jayne, future projects. What do you have in the pipeline for 2022?
When on the pipeline?
Well, hopefully that the borders open in Morocco and you can actually come and visit. As Stephen said, the charities that Straits of Gibraltar Association is supporting here in Morocco, and you can see you for yourself firsthand, because I remember that you had a trip planned with another of our trustees, Adelaide Bagleto, and you had to cancel at the 11th hour because of the COVID situation. I remember that.
It was disappointing because I was really looking forward to the trip. But we have the future to look forward to. And hopefully I will be visiting Gibraltar, not on one occasion, many, because I have a lot of things that I want to do. I've visited many times, but I want to visit the children, like our friend Stephen has mentioned, and help as much as I can. And a few of the projects we have in the pipeline is one of the projects that is very interesting and much needed in a community is group therapy. And this is group therapy, for anyone suffering from any type of mental health issue. And this will be open to all ages. This service will be provided every 2 to 3 weeks. We hope to have a psychologist on board or a counselor or a therapist to assist us with the sessions, and also with the help of Conchita Triay from the Mental Welfare Society. We all know, Henry, that the government is doing the utmost to alleviate the present situation in Gibraltar. Having said that, unfortunately, more help is needed. This group therapy will take place in a safe environment, in a safe place for people to share their feelings and explore the nature of the mental health condition. A place to receive support and also give support to others who also experiences similar difficulties. And most importantly, Henry, a place where people feel that they're not alone. And also a more affordable alternative to a one-to-one therapy session. So we're hoping to do that very, very soon in the next month.
And are you
In the
going to
next
do
month.
this virtually because of COVID, or are you going to meet physically in a room?
We are going to meet at the Charles Hunt Room at the Mackintosh Hall to start with, but you've given me some food for thought. So we might be doing that too, to give other people from other countries opportunities to join us too.
Yeah.
So that
Because
is
there are platforms such as Zoom where you can have up to 50 people in a meeting, and in the safety and comfort of their own home, if they feel, that because of the present COVID situation, they don't want to leave and out of their bubble and mix with other people.
definitely is something we're going to look forward to, and I'm glad you mentioned it because we will do something in that respect. We also have another initiative, we also have another project which is very important, and it's the Call for Angela campaign. Angela related to Angel. Okay, this started in England in 2016, and it is used in bars, nightclubs, and venues to keep people safe, and it's gender neutral. By using this code word, Angela, members of staff from a venue or bar restaurant will identify when anyone is in trouble or in a very uncomfortable situation. No? It is going to be used as a visual aid. We have going to have posters will be pinned on the bathrooms with certain information. And if anybody is in dire straits or anybody sees themselves in danger or they're doing something in spite, they can just go to the bar and they just have to say the word Angela, and a member of staff will put them aside in a safe space, call a taxi or call the RGP. And at the moment, we have this project in mind, and we are starting possibility. There's a possibility of having also the RGP on board. So that is something we really want to initiate because our youth are asking for it. There's a need. There's too many drugs, Henry.
Yeah.
Too many drinks spiked.
See, but this is not something that's new now. This has been going on now for many years. And precisely because of that, I know that a gentleman you mentioned earlier on, Fidel Patron from the Methodist Church, he used to run or still runs the Samaritans Night Watch, where he used to go out with a group of volunteers with luminous vests around pubs in case people were so intoxicated with alcohol or other and they needed a lift home so they would get safely home. This is something that was already being done by Fidel Patron, I know, for some years.
I'm glad you told me. Fidel Patron is a lovely person. I mean, we work with him closely too. And I'm glad that was also has taken place before. This is like a new version, no? Like a new version. But obviously, I think it will help our youth and it will help a lot of people also. Not only the young, but not so old, no, not the young only.
Yeah.
And our last project in mind is to discuss with our chief minister and relevant ministers the possibility of a men's refuge, which is much needed. Henry.
Yes, I
have
know.
A women's refuge, but we haven't got a men's refuge, and then we talk about equality. So, and I've seen many people sleeping.
Traditionally, unfortunately, the victims were highly women and not men. Because I can tell you from a professional point of view, when I was a police officer, those few men that underwent the issues were too shy or embarrassed to talk about it, because unfortunately, not so much now, but we still lived in a very macho community where the man was el macho ibérico al que nadie, and it was by and large always the woman that would be the victim of abuse in the house. Whereas there have been instances when it's the man that is being abused, but he would keep quiet about it because of the stigma and the embarrassment of, that macho image. But you're totally right. I mean, we've had men sleeping in cars because there has not been a man's refuge to go to.
Exactly. Even if it's a little place with 8 beds, temporary, for the time being until they can find affordable accommodation or suitable accommodation. But there is a need. There is a need. We do tend to see a lot of people sleeping in cars. I mean, we see them because we have to take food to them. We need to take toiletries. And it's a pity that nothing has been done. But hopefully something will be done. And it's something to consider.
And I know that the Emil Youth Hostel in the past has been very useful and instrumental for emergencies like that, because it's the cheapest accommodation still available in Gibraltar.
Sí, Manuel, from the Emil Hostel is fantastic. We've had to accommodate 3 young people this Christmas, and at least we have the Emil Hostel, we have the Queen's Hotel, but at the moment there's a waiting list, and the Sunset Hotel, que también there's a waiting list. So there's a need for something smaller and something temporary, I mean, to alleviate the situation a little bit. I mean, it's for our men, no? And they, sorry, 1 minute, sorry.
I was going to say that you've done very well.
Thank you.
Under the circumstances. Yo he tosido más que tú esta noche.
Uy, Dios mío, yo no me he dado ni cuenta, el pobre. Es verdad. Pero sí, a men need attention también, es muy importante. Tú sabes, más bien que siempre, we are talking about equality, con que también tener el derecho to have a refuge, también. Y to take them into consideration, que a veces hay que pagar mucho maintenance, y después no tienen bastante para pagar affordable accommodation, y se ven in need, ¿sabes? Okay, hopefully we're looking to a brighter future. Henry.
Jayne, what a pleasure it has been. Tú no te lo crees, pero la hora se nos ha ido así, as I said.
No me diga, ¿ya se ha ido?
Yes. Bueno, we are 3 minutes away from the whole hour. Unless there's anything else you want to add to what you've said, we have to start wrapping it up, como dicen en las películas.
Okay. Sí, qué lástima. Bueno, thank you very much for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone. And thank you to my team. And thank you to the community. And I would like to say one thing, Dama. If you can be anything in life, be kind.
Qué bonito. Nos quedamos con esa palabra, Jayne.
Thank you.
Esa palabra. Thank you very much. And of course, anybody in Gibraltar, especially who's listening to us and would like to help Jayne, please get in contact with Jayne. Strait of Gibraltar says, thank you, Jayne, for the amazing event. Thank you very much, Jayne. It really has been a pleasure talking to you today live from the Casbah in Tangier. And thank you to all our viewers for joining us once again. Again, happy Feast of the Independence, 11th of January, to all our Moroccan friends and neighbors, both in Morocco and in Gibraltar. Thank you all. Remember to like and subscribe our YouTube channel. God bless you. Good night.
Blessings. Thank you, Henry.
Bye-bye, Jayne.
Bye-bye.